spill from my lips, feel big from the bit. Take a sip till I pass out. Try and get grit, but it don't make sense. Cause you can lose life on this fast route. Yeah, turn thoughts to a cash cow. I might flip that to the glass house. I don't need the accolades, I'm in love with the chase. I just wanna eat, save a spot at the table. Beast with the slap, pin myself on the map. Long with the wind, but we knowing that it's cap. 5-hour flights, couple nights at the flat. To be real, couldn't see me making moves while I'm at. I'm still on the grind, living time when I chat. Burn it down, sage, keep the demons away. When I write it, give a piece of myself to the page. I don't do it for the praise, love, that's just how I'm made.
From the glass in the mirror. Yeah. Do it at me, old man, trying to pass in the
Hey everyone, it's Steve from Sneaker Tech Talk, back with another video today. For today's video, we will be taking a look at one of my favorite basketball shoes from last year, and that is the EQLZ 360 in this new J.Lew PE. Alright, so first things first, Jordan Lewis over on Instagram is a hooper, and the brand EQLZ did do up a makeup in the 360 and the 24/7 for him. Obviously right here we have the 360. For the 24/7, it's a predominantly white upper with the TPU plate on the lateral and medial side being blue, a very clean colorway. But right here we have the 360. I believe this was one of my top basketball shoes from last year in 2024, and I have spent around 10 hours in this colorway so far here in the last week, and I am loving them again and again. I just really love this shoe, and I think it's one of, if not the best basketball shoes you can get right now at a great price of $130 USD from the brand. I believe the 24/7 is $150, these are $130, and I think it's an absolute bargain for what you're getting performance-wise and the overall aesthetics and materials. But as always, starting with the traction pattern at the bottom of the shoe, you do have this sand-inspired traction pattern, and as you can see here, it is a multi-directional traction pattern. It basically has coverage on every portion of the outsole and wrapping up on the medial side right here. How this performs on court, it has a bit of a squeak if you like some feedback, but the overall traction itself on indoor courts is awesome. They do collect a little bit of dust, as you can see right here. A quick wipe is all you'll need and they'll be back to A1, but overall it is a very enjoyable experience. I have taken the black pair outdoors and they were great on the concrete as well, but for me, I'll be keeping this pair indoors, and it's basically a perfect setup for traction. All of my movements, lateral movements, linear movements, all of my hard cuts, I was covered with the traction on the EQLZ 360, so great job from the brand as far as the traction goes. Now, as far as the cushioning goes on this model right here, the portion on the outside of the shoe is just kind of like a standard Phylon material, but I really love what they did with this kind of iridescent portion here in blue, and it is shiny. It's a really cool look, and it does extend all the way throughout to the toe box right here. And then housed within the shoe, in the heel, there is a puck, and in the forefoot, and that is their P-Backs super critical foam. It's very responsive underfoot. It keeps you close to the floor in the forefoot while giving you some really nice bounce in the heel, and you can see it right here. It kind of exposed through the outsole, and it is very soft and plush underfoot. It's a very enjoyable experience. I think whether you're a big player or a small player, you'll be good to go as far as the cushioning goes, and not to mention the insole is that super critical foam as well, and it's pretty thick and it's very, very plush underfoot. So great job as far as the cushioning goes. I think it's great for positions 1 through 5. It really doesn't matter the position you are, because this cushioning setup has great impact protection and court feel alike. So great job as far as the cushioning goes. I really enjoy this setup. I loved it on the black pair, and these were definitely a nice reminder. I will mention the 247 has a full length bed of this supercritical foam, whereas with these it is split up with the heel portion and the forefoot, and it makes for a very balanced ride underfoot. Now, as far as the fit goes with these guys right here, for me, I went with my standard size 10.5, which is what I'm usually in all of my Nike, Adidas, and Under Armour basketball shoes. And my toe is right near the end of the shoe right here. A very snug one-to-one fit, which is what I like within my hoop shoes. The toe box is pretty tapered. There's not a ton of extra volume on the top of your foot, and you do get some nice Achilles pillows on the inside of the shoe and right here for that lace tie down pressure. So it's very thoughtful where they put those pillows. But overall, I would say go true to size. If you are a wide footer, you could probably go up half a size, but keep in mind this material is very accommodating as it's very soft and it does stretch just a little bit, so it will kind of make room for your foot. So I think I would still stick true to size with this model, but if you have a really wide foot and you typically go up half a size, I would probably do the same with these. But for me, it was a very snug fitting shoe and just a very enjoyable experience. Pretty much no break-in time considering this knit material. I believe they call it ghost knit, and the leather running throughout is very soft, so it really takes no time to break in at all. Now, as far as the materials go, one of the standout features of this model, period. Again, the price point of $130 for what you're getting is awesome. You get some really nice white leather overlays right here. As you can see, it's a really nice quality material. And on the toe box, the same thing on the medial side. Now the rest of the material is a ghost knit, I believe they're calling it. It's basically like a fly knit material with no glue, no backing. It's super comfortable on foot. And then at the top here, you do kind of have this spandex material. Honestly, this upper just conforms to your foot like a sock. When you slip these on, it is an amazing experience as far as the fit goes. And that is because of the material. The material is just superb. It's a superb quality. It's very nice on foot and it just looks great as well. So 2 thumbs up to the brand as far as the materials go. Like, this is an absolute 10 out of 10. Just a great job. I love the pattern that they've been able to do, and I'm really looking forward to future colorways. But sound off in the comments, do you think this brand has some of the best materials on basketball shoes, especially for the price point that they are offering these at? But for me, I will say that this is an amazing job of materials on a basketball shoe, and it just breaks in really quickly, which I do love because I hate spending 2 or 3 hours on a shoe just to break it in for it to feel nice on your foot. These aren't like that. Like, within 5 minutes, these just feel superb on foot, and I really enjoy the materials on the EQLZ 360. And then last but not least, as far as the support goes, this is a very supportive basketball shoe. You have an internal TPU heel counter here at the back of the shoe, and the phylon does wrap up rather high, kind of cupping the back of your foot as well. So it does a great job of housing your foot in within the back of this shoe. Now on the lateral and on the medial side, you do have these leather wraps right here, and these kind of act as a support cage for your foot, because if it was just that knit material, you wouldn't have any support wings or anything covering you for those hard lateral cuts. But with these and the eyelets at the top, if you really crank down the laces, these really wrap around your foot very nicely, kind of like a seatbelt, and they do a superb job of harnessing your foot within the shoe, coupled with that phylon material and this rubber cup outsole as well. Your foot is seated housed within all of those layers, so it does a superb job on all of those hard lateral cuts. At the bottom of the shoe, you have a pretty wide and stable base right here. I don't remember if there's a shank plate, but it's very rigid here in the midfoot while still maintaining some nice flexibility here at the front of the shoe. And that's also because you have these slits right here within the rubber and the foam right here. So this is a great shoe, whether you're a shifty player, a big player, or a point guard that just is kind of up and down the floor making shifty movements. You will be covered with the support on this model. Not to mention, you also have this really nice leather toe rand right here. So great job as far as the support goes on this model. More or less, honestly, almost the perfect basketball shoe. And that's very impressive considering it's coming from a kind of startup brand. But that just really shows that when a brand cares about performance and just giving us the best quality materials and tech packed within a shoe for a great price, this is what you get. So great job EQLZ on the 360. As far as the weight goes for this model right here, again, this is a US size 10.5, and these do come in at 15.25 ounces. So all things considered, it's not an overly lightweight shoe, but it's not overly heavy either. Most of my basketball shoes are between 15 and 17 ounces. But that's going to do it for today's review on the EQLZ 360 in this blue and white J. Lew player exclusive. Sound off in the comments what you guys think of this colorway, and if you've had a chance to play in this model yet. I highly recommend it from the brand. They're doing some really awesome things within their colorways, their models, and I'm really looking forward to the Nate Robinson colorway of this shoe right here. It's kind of a play on his Foamposite Light from back in the day, but sound off in the comments what you guys think of this colorway, and if you're willing to pick up a pair, again, $130 USD, and you will have an amazing performance basketball shoe. But as always, if you guys could like, comment, and subscribe, that would definitely help the channel a ton. And check out my Instagram over at Sneaker Tech Talk, as it is an extension of my YouTube channel with all my pickups, basketball footage, and nostalgia as a whole. As always, thanks for watching today's video, and until next time, peace.